Do you need to spend hundreds of dollars on a blow dryer like the Dyson blow dryer, for example? That's a question I've been researching the last couple of months, and in that time I found several options for people to choose that can be very effective in both performance and cost. Today I'm going to present you another one of those options to consider when deciding on a blow dryer. Presenting the Elano high-speed hair dryer. This is a high-speed professional low-noise blow dryer that features a lot for its size. First off, we have a brushless 110,000 RPM motor that's built for fast drying. We also have 12 different drying modes to help keep your style in place longer and assist in that fast drying. On top of that, they included a heat sensor to protect you from damage, and that sensor actually monitors the temperature 1,000 times a second. We've also got new neutralizing ion technology that we're going to chat about later, but that ion tech is actually releasing 200 million positive and negative ions to effectively remove 95% of static. On top of that, we've got a really nice foldable design, a magnetic nozzle, and it's pretty quiet as far as blow dryers go. It's approximately 58 decibels, which I think is quite good for a blow dryer in my opinion. Let me give you another close-up real quick at the unit in my hands here and just kind of give you an overview of what I think of it in the hand. I think first of all, it's very light. It's very light, which is good. It's not too heavy. The buttons are easily accessible and they're labeled nicely so you know what each one of them does and it all makes sense and it makes for a quick and easy process of drying the hair. All of this too comes at a price that I think is actually pretty decent. It's $159.95 on Amazon right now. There is a coupon listed there too. I don't know how long that coupon will be there, so don't quote me on that part, but that's the price at the moment I'm recording this video. Now though, let's chat about that ion technology. This is something that I've learned a little bit about. I still don't really know a whole lot about it, but I did learn a little bit more about it with this dryer, and I think it's really valuable to mention. And what is happening here is as the air is coming out of the blow dryer, what these positive and negative ions are doing is they are infusing into your hair to help repair damage and take away 95% of that static so it can reduce the frizz and actually bring about softer hair. There's also an actual test they sent me to demonstrate the ion ability that I kind of nerded out over. Check this thing out here. This experiment involves blasting air through these tubes with these little white pieces in there. And the idea is that the ions coming out of the blow dryer will coat the white pieces and cause them to kind of group up and come together due to the removal of static from the dryer. And of course, if the ions are not good enough, they will stick to the sides of the tube. The static won't be removed and they won't fall into that group. Let's go ahead and test this out now with the Dyson blow dryer. After blasting some air through the tube there, we can see a lot of them fall into the group, but there's a couple that stick up there. You can see the static electricity holding them up against the side of the tube. I was kind of surprised at this, to be honest. I was actually a little bit surprised. Let me show you now what happened when I use the Elano dryer. We do the same thing, blast some air through the tube for a couple rounds and then cut it off, and look how they all fall straight down. Just go straight down without visible static. I'm extremely surprised that that worked, honestly, but based on that, it does appear, at least if we are to believe the parameters of the experiment, that the Elano dryer is putting out more ions. But what does that translate to in my hair? Does that actually produce a visible result? That was my next test. I'm going to take you over to that now, which is the drying test. What I did here was just a standard drying test, which is going from wet hair to fully dried hair, obviously. And what I'm doing is I'm timing it as well to see how long it took to dry my hair. And I'm also getting a feel for the dryer itself while I'm using it to see if anything stands out as odd or weird or anything like that. I'm also at the end gauging how my hair looks after it's dried. And when I got all done, when my hair was completely dried, this was the result. I timed it in at 1 minute and 36 seconds, which is not bad at all. It's really not bad. And as far as look and feel goes, I think the result is just as expected, just where I'm used to it being. It's dry, obviously, but there's nothing out of the ordinary there. Nothing looking off, nothing looking different. I will say I think it does feel quite soft, but again, that's also in line with what I usually see. I think now, though, I think now I've seen enough to offer an opinion on this dryer. After using it, after exploring all the features, looking at all the tests, I think this one for me has been the one out of all the ones that I've tested so far, at least so far, that has come the closest to what the Dyson offers as far as performance. Now, my Dyson is several years old, but it's hard to really discount what this Elano dryer is bringing to the table and at the price point it's bringing it at. I think the power is solid. First off, I think it's got good strength. It blow dried my hair in 1 minute and 36 seconds, which is not that far off from the Dyson, which at the last test came in at 1 minute and 25 seconds approximately, which is, you know, which is pretty good. We're talking like 11 seconds there, so it's probably within the margin of error, honestly. So they're pretty comparable as far as time goes. I like too that this one is foldable. It's foldable, it's compact, it's easy to store and travel with it. The Dyson, this thing's freaking huge. It takes up space. It's definitely not travel friendly. I also like that the Alano is quieter. It's definitely quieter than the Dyson. I mean, I won't say it's like night and day quieter, but it's quieter. It's definitely quieter. The Dyson is loud. That thing is freaking loud. So it was nice to see, you know, a little bit change as far as how loud the dryer is. The ion technology too, that's also pretty cool. I think the experiment was fun. It was something different for sure to check out. It is hard for me to gauge it in my hair because I think, you know, my hair feels pretty much that way all the time. So that's the only part I'm not super sure about, but I have read some info on how this works for some other hair types. So I think it's a good thing either way. All in all, I think if you are looking for a really solid hair dryer and maybe you're a little turned off by the price of the Dyson, I think this one for sure would fit the bill for you. I would highly recommend it based on what you are getting for your money. If you would like to check out the Alano high-speed hair dryer, a link is right down in the description. Again, you can find it on Amazon. I highly recommend you check it out. I also highly recommend that you do the big three for me. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment especially because I'm interested to see what you guys think of this dryer and what I presented today. Thanks so much for checking this out with me. I will be back with you again very soon with an all-new video. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.